Do you see that an undocumented immigrant who was almost detained by ICE had to escape to Canada in a fashion that reminds a lot of people of the Underground Railroad during enslavement? This happened to Jeremy Dotton Reyna in Syracuse, New York on November 11th. Jeremy and his husband were on their way to work when they realized that ICE was following them. Jeremy was lucky enough to go into the building and stay in there until ICE left, but not before they threatened his husband, saying, if we don't get him today, we'll get him tomorrow or we'll get him next week. Now, the reason that ICE was after him is because allegedly he was a visa overstay. Jeremy came to the US on a fiancé visa, which that marriage never went through. And then he met Rick. But if Rick and Jeremy got married, Jeremy would have had to leave the US in order for their marriage to be able to go through. So they took the risk of Jeremy staying in the US until they can figure out what they should do. A lot of people have to make these tough decisions because the immigration system doesn't make it easy for people to stay or for couples to remain together. So after ICE came for Jeremy, Rick mobilized. He got activists, leaders, he even got state senators to come and help Jeremy. This network got together and they used misdirection the way a smuggler might. There were decoy cars, a chain of human shield, movement under darkness, and finally sympathetic Canadians. They found refuge after hours of frantic planning. And this is what's reminding people of the Underground Railroad. Because a lot of people think it was an actual railroad, but it was a metaphor for a secret network of people, routes, and safe houses that help enslaved people escape to freedom either to Canada or Mexico. And the fact that Syracuse has a long history with being part of the Underground Railroad. And apparently that history of Syracuse has not gone away because they mobilized the same way to help Jeremy out. Jeremy was able to get to the Canada-US border and show his paperwork from France. And there he decided to just be honest and tell the border security people for the Canadian side that he was trying to escape the US because ICE was after him. Officials let him through, but only if he proved that he had bought a flight right then and there that was going to take him from Canada to France in a few days, that the flight was non-refundable, and that he was not going to stay in Canada. He bought a last-minute flight for $1,300 back to Paris. And now he is back home in France waiting for Rick. Jeremy's husband, Rick, plans on selling the business, the building, and all of their belongings so he can move to France and be with his husband. And they admit that one of the reasons why Jeremy is getting so much help and sympathy is because he's white. And they're using their privilege to speak about what's happening to people. Because black and brown people might have had to escape under these Underground Railroad conditions already. But of course, a lot of people are afraid of talking about what they're going through or the help they're getting for fear of getting into more trouble. So Jeremy and his husband are sharing their story so you know what's happening to immigrants. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. Yes, they're primarily coming after Latinos, but they're coming after everyone. So please share this story so people can see where we have gotten.